to Bachelor Buzz, your favorite place to come for recaps on your favorite show and the latest in Bachelor Nation news. We're your hosts, Arena.
And Julia, and we're so excited that you've joined us this week, episode 5 of season 28, or really 4 and 5, I should say.
Yeah.
Again, thank you for coming and get your buzz on with us. Today I'm drinking a Super Bowl leftover White Claw lime. Nothing very fancy, but you know what? It's kind of nice. I had a quesadilla for dinner. Lime is like a margarita. It felt festive. It's Tuesday, so
Yeah.
it's on par.
It
How about you, Arena?
I had a little something when I was watching the show today
Hmm.
and yesterday. I had wine and then I had framboise. Um, and then I was like, no, I need to go back to my sparkling water. So that's what I
Yeah,
have today.
there
It's
you
my sparkling
go.
water. So just a
Perfect.
little something to clear it up because as Joey
Yeah,
does, you got to stay hydrated and he drinks water
I
during
know.
those.
Honestly, I might have to pull a page out of the Joey book and do that next one. But I did want to share with you, I have a fun idea for a Valentine's Day cocktail. It's super easy. And I'm really excited about it. I am gonna get raspberry sherbet, and I did not make this up. It's like online, but
Okay.
raspberry sherbet in a like champagne flute, and then you just add raspberries to it, which is like optional. Other people also like sugar the rim with like honey and like sugar or like sprinkles or something. I'm probably not gonna do all that because it's like way too much. Um, but and then so you have the sherbet, and then you just pour like prosecco or like a rosé
Oh
over
my
it.
gosh, I'm getting excited. I'm
Does
sorry.
that sound so good?
Yes.
Something pink and Valentine's-y, and I'm hoping my husband likes it. Like he might be like, "What did you make?" But I think it's gonna be delicious, and
Yes.
an excuse to buy raspberry sherbet.
That is I love that. It sounds so good. You'll
Doesn't
have to
sound
tell
fun.
me. It sounds
Yeah.
good.
But you know what? It's like I have to go buy some sort of pink champagne tomorrow. But I'm also like, what if I just use a raspberry white claw? Because I do have some. Would that be okay? Do you think that? I mean,
Yeah,
like,
just
what's wrong
use
with that?
up. Like, don't let them go to
It's
waste.
raspberry. I know. You know what? Maybe I'll do like a little taste test.
Yeah.
Or I'll just do the raspberry white claw because that's much easier for me. And I do think it'll be good. But if it's not good, I'll have to go get some champagne. Or maybe I'll just have some extra sherbet and I can still do it.
Exactly.
The possibilities are
Oh
endless,
my gosh, it sounds so good. Now I like
Thank
really want
you.
to do that. Now
You
I'm like, oh
should.
my
You
gosh,
should. You could
yeah,
do a different flavor. I don't know
oh
what
my
other.
gosh.
Be like blackberry. Be
But I
good.
like the pink idea. That's
I
cute.
know. Yeah, it's Valentine's Eve.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Are you doing anything else for Valentine's Day, Raina?
No, so my husband and I, we're just gonna be home, but we're going to have a dinner together, just the two of
Oh,
us,
yeah.
because we
Yeah.
have young children.
Right.
We're constantly getting things for them, and I can't even really feel like I can enjoy a meal when my kids are eating. So
Aw.
I'm just like, we're
So
gonna
it'll
wait
be a late night dinner after
yeah,
they
so
go to
late night
bed.
dinner, some fish because I'm
Mhm.
pescatarian now, so I'm doing salmon. He's doing swordfish, and we're gonna
Oh.
have like a curry sauce.
Are
So
you guys cooking this or
well, we're
ordering?
doing the fish and everything, but our local Thai
Wow.
restaurant, because I love Thai,
Oh my
there's always
God.
so many
Love
options
Thai.
for pescatarians,
Mm-hmm.
vegetarians, and vegans. So that's why
Yes.
I've just been so in love with Thai. But
Yes.
they sell their yellow curry sauce on the side, so you can just like buy it. So
Uh-huh.
I do that all the time. Like I just buy the curry sauce
Yes.
and I just mix it on whatever I'm eating, like my tofu, my
Oh my God.
all of it.
Brian and I do that too. We
Do
just
you know?
use like, yeah, we like keep the leftover sauce. Like if
Mhm.
we finish, we're like, keep the sauce. We're gonna like add some chicken to it or something.
Yeah, you
But
can
now I'm plant-based too, so I'm tofu. But yeah,
well,
it's
any
so
like the
good.
protein and everything, yeah, you just add it in your
Yeah.
own
It's
rice
so
and
easy.
vegetables. You've made your own meal. You don't have to go back and
Totally.
buy more of it.
It's such a life hack
It is. It
for
is. It really
sure.
is. So I'm excited
Well,
about
I'm
that.
excited. That'll be so
And
nice.
I'm wearing
Oh,
red today
yes.
to get
Cute. Oh,
ready.
and your nails are red? We're
Yes.
talking. Mine are too. I got them
I
done finally.
know.
First time in like 6 months, I think. Newborn life. Well, I mean, my baby's 9 months now, so
He's still
but
young.
you know, I don't get to the salon that much.
Yeah, still young. I have
So
not gotten my nails done in over a year. And this is someone
really,
who used to go, I don't want to
hmm
say regularly, but I had someone I always went to. So
yeah,
hair, my nails,
that's
waxing, everything.
oh yeah, you
It
knew what
was
you were doing.
regular. Yeah. Now I'm
I'm
like,
still that person that's like, let me consult Yelp, even though I get these things done. Like I live in the same area. I just always like seem to have amnesia about where I go, who I who I liked, you know. So
yeah.
every time it's a new experience. Although I do have a hair person now, and I might have a nail person now. So go
Right.
me, getting
Have
my
fun.
life together. Still
Yeah.
working on getting my wine,
Like, you
my preference.
gotta get your wine person to,
Yeah,
to tell
I
you.
need a wine person at Total Wine.
Yeah.
Thank you.
What are you thinking today? Well,
Yeah.
hints of,
Explain my sherbet cocktail, see what they can
yes.
get me.
I was just thinking your raspberry. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But
let's
anyways,
I'm
yes.
excited. So this has been a lot, guys,
Yeah.
because 2 episodes in a row. First, we have the Super Bowl. Then we have two
hmm
Bachelor episodes in a row, 2 days in a row. Then we have Valentine's Day. This is a lot. So we're recording
We
this.
were like, we have to do it tonight.
Yes, late night for you, Julia. Thank you for keeping
Yeah.
the team and that we're able to do
Yes.
this.
Well, actually, luckily for everybody, I had the day off today because there was snow. Snow. There was like literally flutter, like flurries for like 20 minutes when I woke up. But they closed school, so that was kind of cool. Um, so I'm refreshed. Although I do have to wake up, you know, and work at 8 tomorrow, but it's all good, you know. Sleep is a bank. I have more
Yes.
sleep now, so
Yay. So we're gonna do our best. This is gonna be like a monster episode because we're covering two
Mhm.
episodes. But let's just get into it because there's a lot to talk about. Oh my
Yes,
goodness.
2 episodes.
2 episodes. We start out at the mansion, of course. This is
Mhm.
before people we travel. And of course, we start out with the same drama, talking about it, touching on it, about Maria and Sydney. And I'm
Mhm.
done with it, but we hear Maria talking to Allison because they're pretty much besties in the house,
They
and she's
are.
like saying, "Did I say that she was acting dumb?" Yes, like she's just, and that's not word for word, but essentially this is what
Yeah.
she's saying. And then of course, there's Sydney talking about different things, and it's just kind of like, can we just please move on from this? But as we know, it's going to continue and come to a head.
Yeah. Ugh. Oops. Oh my gosh, my phone.
What?
You can cut that out. I was gonna look at my notes,
No, it's
and
totally
then I
okay. We're
dropped
leaving
my
it in.
phone.
This is real life. No, just kidding. Yeah, I need.
Um, yes, yeah, the drama continues and like it's just sad because like it's just so stupid. And I just, you know, somebody else, who was I talking? Maybe it was another podcast. Sorry that I'm not quoting them correctly, but somebody said like, you know, really wish that Joey had just pulled a few other girls who are like
Yes.
objective.
Mm-hmm.
You know, not Sydney, not Maria, not Medina, like three random girls. Like honestly, Edwina would have been a great choice.
Yeah.
Or even Daisy, you know, people
Yeah.
who are kind of like friends with everyone, or
Mm.
Rachel, you know, and just been like, what's really going on? Were
Yeah.
these things said?
Yeah.
And like he never did that. And like I'm just kind of like disappointed that he didn't do something like that, you
Would have
know?
been a good
It would have
idea
been
because then he would
nice.
get, I feel like, more truth into what's going
Yes.
on instead of talking to those two constantly. Of course,
Yeah.
they
They're gonna defend themselves.
yeah. So, yeah, that would have been a great idea for him to do. I am a little surprised he didn't, but I thought it was interesting how none of the other women at this time got involved in it. Like, no one
Yeah.
came to him and was like, so here's what's going on with Sydney and Maria. They were all kind of like,
Right.
like
Yeah. They
just
all
stay.
just wanted none of it, you
Yeah.
know, which like I respect on one hand, but on the other hand, I feel like if I were them, I would have been like, listen, Joey, like this is what happened. But like again, they didn't want to insert themselves because that's what Sydney did. So I
Mhm.
just wish that he had been like, I'm gonna pull, you know,
Yes.
kind of like, all right, we gotta, you know, investigate Joey. Like, don't
Yes.
just keep talking to the suspect and victim or
Yes.
whatever. You gotta like talk to other people involved. But you
Yeah.
know, he's not a investigator like me,
No.
apparently.
No. Apparently, yeah. And I was
Yeah.
thinking about My day job's in HR. I was like,
Yeah.
HR investigation, we're talking to different people, okay? So
Right.
I'm
You would have
like,
gotten to the
Joey,
bottom of it.
what are you
Come on.
doing? Gotta find out what's going
Well,
on.
next time,
Yes,
listen
next
up,
time.
future bachelor and bachelorettes. This is how you solve
This
it.
is what you gotta listen to us.
Yeah. But like that is a difference because in other seasons, usually other people are coming up
Yes,
saying Maria or whoever is like doing this. Like
exactly.
there's a lot of evidence. This time it's literally just one person against another.
Yeah,
So it's very hard to like actually see what like who was like the
it
instigator or
was.
whatever, the one who's like bringing down the house, you know?
It was. And even now, I feel like as a viewer, obviously we didn't see everything that actually has been said and happened because it could be edited out and they could be
Yeah,
just painting Sydney in a bad light. I really feel like, regardless of whatever Sydney was saying, they really made her look bad on the show.
they
And they really didn't
did.
do her any favors.
They
Um,
didn't show any of the quote like
yeah,
situations that she was alluding to.
they did not.
What we will not know unless other people come up, you
Mhm.
know. But
And
we'll talk about that a little more later
yeah,
too. Because
yeah,
some things kind of come to later.
they do.
But yeah.
So we
Anyways,
have Jesse come in and he tells the ladies they're going to Malta.
Malta,
Everyone's
which we
excited.
find out the Maltese dog is from.
That's right. It's
Because I
true.
didn't know anything
Malta's
about
not
Malta.
super cute. Well, Malta
Yeah.
is close to Italy. Well, next to Italy,
And
Sicily,
Spain, I think.
southern
Yeah.
part. Yeah, in Spain, and it's also close to Africa. People didn't realize that.
Mm-hmm.
So you get like a very interesting culture there. So
It
that
was
was
like,
cool. To
yeah.
see it.
Like the city looks very like Italian to me. I was like, okay, it's given
Style
Italy.
for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
So it's
But yeah,
cool.
so they're
I
excited.
want to go there now.
Right? I was like, I want to go to Malta. And then like
Yeah.
my husband looked it up and he was like, so from here where we're living, because obviously we'd be flying over the United
Yeah.
States, over all, he was like, so it would take us like 2.5 days.
Oh, that is the downside of living on the West
Yes.
Coast.
And
It
I was
really
like,
is.
when we do fly there one day, let's just stop off on the East Coast where we're from. Like our
There
family's
you
still there,
go. Mm-hmm.
in your area, so
Visit
where
me.
we're from. And
Yes.
then we'll stay, we'll wait, like spend a little time there, then we'll bounce, then we'll go. Instead of like
Yes.
break it
That's a
up.
great plan.
Break it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Um,
tough flying.
yeah.
Unless you go to Hawaii or Asia, then you're closer. But if we're going to Europe, it's like, whoa.
Yeah.
Anyhow. So
All right. So they're off to Malta. They're very
yes.
excited. They're going to Valletta, Malta. And Lexi gets the one-on-one. So that's really exciting. We love Lexi. There was a moment last week that I thought was a little weird. They had a weird hug, but like after their date, I'm completely team Lexi again. I think they are so cute. She's gorgeous. Can we just talk about how pretty she is?
She is. She's really
She's
pretty.
so pretty. And then she opens up about the like her hardship. Oh, what did they do? I don't even remember.
They walked around and
Walked
then they
around.
danced a
Oh,
little in the square.
yeah, they danced in the square. I need to look at my notes. I wrote respect for the no jump straddle. That thing bothers me when they jump up and straddle the guy. And like, good Lord, they did it even for Gary. I was like,
I know.
Leslie, get off of him. He's gonna break a
Oh
hip.
gosh.
So
But
I was so
hey,
glad.
like props
I
to
mean, he could
her.
handle it,
Read
but
that. Like they both did it and they did a great job. They're in shape.
Jesus, I couldn't even do it.
It's hard. It's
Seriously.
really
I'd
hard.
like fall
I had to prep
on
my
the way up
husband
there.
before I do it. I
Oh
can't
yeah,
just be
that's the
like,
thing.
hey, woo!
Husbands need to no, our husbands can totally catch
Of
us
course they can.
and the kids.
We just gotta.
But we need to tell them. But yeah, oh, they play a game
Mhm.
and then they dance in the street with
Yeah.
the
Oh yeah, they played
performer.
bocce
Lexi seems
ball.
happy. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's right.
Seriously, there's so much information that we absorbed these past 2 days. It's like hard to even remember this stuff. So I'm looking at my notes. Anyways, so it was really cute. And then she opens up that night about the endometriosis, stage 5. Guys, that is the worst stage, the highest level of
Mhm.
complexity for endometriosis. And it is so sad. And basically, her doctor told her that she
May
is
not.
very unlikely to conceive, and it is so sad. And like her ex-boyfriend apparently broke up with her about it.
Yeah.
So I can see that she's very guarded,
Hmm.
you know, like it's just so devastating. But he was so sweet. He was like, you know, it doesn't define you. And like basically just like you're still worthy. And like he literally suggested like we could adopt
Yeah.
kids. You're so motherly. Like whatever we need to do. And I was just like, wow,
Yeah.
that really, for him to say that so early on in their relationship,
Mhm.
it
Yeah.
was really nice. So
Really, Joey
love Joey.
way of always responding in the best way. He's really good with his words. He's very
Hmm.
kind and empathetic. And like you said, he was like, there's many ways to have kids these days. We could
Yeah.
adopt and, things like that. Just reassuring her that that would not be a reason for them not to work out. Like that is
Yeah.
not something that he also was honest and said he's never been with a woman who has told him that and
Yeah.
like expressed that to him, but he felt like, there's ways around it and to work through it. And she was very much like she could see herself with him in the future because of the way he reacted. And I would say, like, I
Yeah.
really feel like, it's funny. I'll say, like, in generally, I'm not always about physically they look cute together, but they do. And I noticed that
Oh
when they were
God.
on the date. I mean, looking at them, they do.
They look so
Being
beautiful.
said, I think that they're both interested in each other, obviously. But I don't know now that we're at this point in this season, I can't help but compare all the one on ones to each other now.
Hmm.
And as we see in the fifth episode, now I'm like looking at Lexi's date, like, in comparison, it's hard. I'm just kind of like, I don't know. I'm judging how he's reacting with all the women now. I'm judging how he's excited with everyone, but like it's different levels
Yeah.
of it, and what
Yeah.
he says in his ITMs and in the voiceovers.
Hmm.
But yeah, I'm just really interested to see where this relationship goes and what happens with it because I do like Lexi, but I'm also curious to see like
Yeah.
what's gonna
You
happen.
know, which like honestly, so many of these relationships are strong. Like I mean, I think
Yes,
I said last time where it's like, is he gonna kick anyone out? Like
right?
on the one-on-one, like he's just forming these strong relationships. He's that person that like finds the beauty in everyone, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So like it's hard for him to be like, oh, this isn't gonna work. It's like, oh, we can make it work. Like
Yeah.
I want to. But
Yes.
like he can't be that way with everyone. And I think that it may bite him in the ass later
I think
on,
it is. He's
I
gonna
think
start falling in
so.
love with more than one woman. Okay,
Yeah.
Joey. I mean, not
Um,
great for him or the
I
women, but
know.
you know,
It's just like his open personality.
he's so open. So
Um, but anyway, she gets the rose. Oh, and I forgot, remember the priest talked to them
oh
and was
my
like,
gosh,
you gotta have kids.
I
Don't
know.
don't
I was
forget about that. Like, are you serious, producers? Just like with Daisy and the freaking helicopter ride,
so
they
cool.
are throwing the
So cool.
worst situation
Yeah.
and like comments
Hmm.
to poor Lexi, and she's
Yeah.
just in her head like, great.
Yeah.
Thanks
I know.
for
Right.
reiterating that to him. Can't wait to have kids
Yeah.
with me potentially.
Yeah.
But I'm glad she talked to him, and he took it so well. But it's just like,
I know. I noticed
a
that.
priest. I wrote in
Great.
my notes like priest comes up parentheses normal. Like that's just so normal for a priest to speak perfect English and talk to you. But I mean, they were in a church, but like still, no one else is in the church. But it's too funny. The producers. Oh my god! And also when he broke the fourth wall
Oh
with
yeah.
the Malta
That was hilarious.
to
I
the
loved it.
altar.
He has a good
Such a
he has a
dad.
nice personality that is like he likes to be goofy and we didn't really see this last season when he was with Charity
No.
and so it's really nice to
Yeah.
see it now when he's just like Malta, what is it? Head to the Alta in
So,
Malta and he's like,
yeah.
okay, that's punny. But then he like curses and he's like, that was not
Yeah.
good at
And the
all.
producers are like, we'll do better. But they're trying to do better. And like in general, like again, the production's so much better. Oh my God, I don't think we mentioned the like ominous Bachelor, the way they wrote
Oh
Bachelor
yeah,
was like in
they do that
gray and like
cloud.
black. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
But it was the first week of doing that. They didn't do that before, did they?
I don't think so.
Yeah. It's because they know this week is when shit goes down.
Yeah.
But okay, back to it. What happens next, Serena?
So after Lexi's one-on-one date, we go into the group date. And
Mm.
obviously during her one-on-one date, that's when the group date card came and all the ladies found out what they were potentially going to do. So we go into the group date, which is at Fort Manuel, and it's where they are knights. And oh, and the big thing about Fort Manuel is there are scenes from Game of Thrones that were filmed there and the Gladiator. So it's well known, and there were three knights there when they got there, one of whom was a woman, and she was very much like, women can be knights too. So what we're gonna
Hmm.
do is we're gonna get dressed into the knight clothing, and you all are gonna do some knight stuff, basically. So
Yeah.
the girls get dressed, the ladies get dressed up, come back out. They're doing some sword fighting. They have the armor. They have like the shields. And then there's this thing that they have to do where they walk up to Joey and have to stare intently into his eyes. So I want to know, like, what did you think of this? Because it's kind of like some of them, and I'm sure others also kissed him, but they only showed us Daisy and Kelsey A do it.
Yeah.
But in Allison, she just stared at him. Edwina just stared at him. But then we see
Yeah.
Kelsey walk up, and then she at some point is just like, I'm just gonna kiss him. Which, you know what? Hey, good for
It's a freaking
you,
free for
Kelsey
all.
and Daisy.
Yes. You take the time you get. Like,
Hello. Do it.
again, I don't blame Lexi and I don't blame Daisy. I mean, Kelsey. So,
Yeah.
like,
I don't blame them. That's how you
yeah.
play this game. I'm sorry, but it is a competition and you
Hmm.
have to be noticed by him. And if you know he's already vibing you, then you take that situation and you turn it into let's kiss because the man loves to kiss. He's very into the intimacy and that catches his
Yes.
attention and he's like, "Oh." And it reminds him, they're there. They're into me. Okay.
Yes.
No worries.
And I don't know like if everyone caught, but like I mean at the like later that night at the little date night, whatever,
After
after
party?
the group date thing.
Yeah.
What do we call that after
The
the group
after
date?
party?
After party. Um he told Kelsey like I was focused on you the whole time. I was like, "Whoa."
Mhm.
So I think she really got in his head for that. So like
Mhm.
again, well done, Kelsey,
Yes, Kelsey.
and we'll see how that turns out for her later.
Yes.
But yeah, so then they did the night fight and the sausage wheel.
Oh,
Oh my God.
yeah.
That was like
It
first
was
off, all the girls were grossed out.
so gross.
And it was like, I don't know. I think that they like put it out as like a funny, like lighthearted thing, but in the end of the day, that's really like
Yeah,
misogynistic.
it
Are
was
we
slapping
it
them in the
was
face. I mean, it just,
with the mouth, like
yes.
not just catch the sausage or, who can like chop a sausage. I don't know, cook it up, who's tasted best. I don't know. Do
Yeah.
something else. Why catch it in your mouth? What on earth
They
actual
didn't,
competition is that?
right? And they did not have to do that. Like, regardless of whether that was a real thing that happened for the Knights in Malta, okay. But doesn't mean we didn't have to put it on TV, national TV, and do it. I think they could
Yeah.
have did it a different way. And plus, on the side note, and a less serious note, being someone who doesn't eat meat, oh my gosh!
Uh,
Like,
I
what?
know. I
First the
know.
KFC, and now this?
I know. So
What would I
true.
do? You know what I do? I'd eat the fries with the KFC, and then with the sausage thing, I'd just be like, oh, 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 and
Oh,
I would try, but it would be so hard, so gross, so
we would ask
gross.
for vegan sausage. Like,
They
do
would
you
have
have vegan sausage?
to,
And they
right?
would have to bring it.
And they'd probably be
Otherwise,
like,
I'm not
"This is
playing.
we don't have it." No, I'm kidding. No, we don't do
They're
that.
like, this is Europe.
Come
What are you
on. Yeah,
talking? What
this
is
is
that?
Europe.
Here's
Really?
an
Eat the sausage.
eggplant.
Yeah,
Actually, that would have worked too with
mushroom.
the theme they were doing.
I know. Oh my
But
god.
yeah, that was definitely like a miss, I think. It was not like it was like lighthearted and fun, like from what they showed. Like none of the girls seemed to take it
Yeah.
personally,
Mhm.
but I think a lot of the viewers were really taken aback by that.
Yeah.
Like all the work Bachelor has done to like empower women and
Mhm.
then to throw this kind of competition at them. It was weird. And I just felt bad. Like Autumn tried so hard, like she got it, she got it. But then
Yeah.
they like barely showed her talk with
I
him.
know.
I was literally like, "Oh great, we'll get to know Autumn more." Nothing. They walked to the like overlook and that was it.
Yeah, I wasn't really even honestly, when that happened, I was happy for her that she got that opportunity and we finally got to see her a little bit more and she got showcased. But I kind of was like, if they haven't already really shown her and we haven't even heard him say anything about her, Because it's like with Kelsey
Okay.
A, we hadn't seen her very much, but we would always hear him in voiceovers and ITMs talking about there's something about her, we have this connection, blah, blah, blah. And I feel like that's kind of like your indicator if you haven't seen very much of the person, that
Mhm.
if you hear the lead talking about them in their ITMs and voiceovers, then there's still someone who could become something. But with Autumn,
Yes.
we hadn't heard that or seen that. And so I was kind of like, well, this is great for her. But I was like, this is not going to go
I
anywhere.
felt that way with Allison too.
Yeah.
Like Allison,
Um,
what? Like I'm sorry. I don't think they had like any connection. Like,
I don't know what
you know,
happened. It was just so
they were
it
cute in the first episode, but
yeah, that
like
first night.
but she's one where I was like, "Oh, maybe, they're just not showing something." But like I don't think he really brought her up. Like you said, I didn't really hear anything about her after that.
They didn't. And that is also what's so interesting is that they did focus more on some of these women. And I wonder if they did that in terms of editing. Like Allison and Autumn got more time on that first night in limo entrances than we
Mm,
see them ever again. And I wonder
you're
if they
so
did
right.
that because they were like, well, we know when they go home. We know they're going home in episodes 4 and 5.
Hmm.
And then, but then I also wonder, so, but you knew that he would have a connection with Kelsey T because he does. You knew he would have a connection with Rachel because he does. Why didn't we see anything more of them in that first night? It still bothers me, I feel like, because
Hmm.
I really honestly feel like we saw 4 videos of the bios, and one of them
Yeah.
was Erica, and Erica went home in the I loved Erica. She went home in the second episode. So I'm a
Yeah.
little like, if we knew this was what this is what was happening, they obviously knew editing this what
It's
the end
weird. I
is.
mean, maybe they really just went off of like what they think the viewers would want to see,
Mm. Yeah.
which is even sadder because
Yes.
like why wouldn't they want to see some of these girls, Like
Oh, women of
what is
color.
their criteria?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes. Besides Jen and of course Leia, because she's the one that had the card.
right.
Um,
They put a lot on her.
But like it frustrates me, and that's something that I feel like just frustrates me about I don't know the franchise and the show. It's just like you said, you made a really good point. They put in what they feel like their audience wants to see. But I'm
Hmm.
thinking like, do you want your audience to expand and move into, 2024? Because their main audience, I'm assuming, skews older.
Yeah,
And these people are going to continue to get older. But what about the people that are going to carry this show on another 20 years if that's what they want?
yeah.
You need to show more people. And the fact of the matter is, he's the first bachelor, white bachelor, although there's just the one black one, Matt James, but
I
he's the
know.
first white bachelor
I was
that
like,
is
not looking
genuinely
great.
is genuinely interested in these women of color. So then I
Mhm.
expect to have seen it. Now I'm starting to see it. But as a woman of color, I want to see
Yeah.
it. And I know that wasn't what we were
Yeah.
talking about, but it's just like something that is something that's
Had to be
in
said.
my mind when I'm watching the
Yeah.
show.
Yeah.
So, though, with the group date, we go on to the after
Yeah.
party and we see him have some time with several people, Daisy and Joey, coming up with names for their future children. Okay, okay, okay.
And so easily they talk about
Yes,
this.
yes. What man does this? Okay. It's like, I don't know.
I mean, I thought my husband and I like talked about stuff like that early, but no way. That
Like
definitely
the
was
third
not a
date. Like, this is
topic. No.
like essentially,
Third conversation, you
yeah.
might argue. Anyways,
Yeah.
no, not third conversation. But
It
you know
was
what I mean?
cute,
Like,
but
definitely not a whole ass date.
yeah.
But
But it was cute,
it
but
was
it
cute.
definitely
Yeah.
solidifies,
She chose Ocean, which I gotta give her for a boy.
it was interesting. I kind of liked it.
I definitely, again, little things about Daisy I'm learning. And I'm like, okay, I like her more because I chose a very unique name for my son. And I know you also chose unique names for your children. So I'm
Mm.
like, okay, cool. Like, and she actually has a really cute, new, unique name,
Yes.
Daisy. So I liked that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was cute. And then, yes, then he spoke with Rachel and he
Rachel,
brought
the
glasses.
glasses, and he's blind as a bat. So cute, though. I love that she, I guess, in a prior conversation that they did not show on the show, they had talked about wearing glasses, and she had said if she wears her glasses, and he said he would wear his, and so that's
Mm.
why she showed up that night
He
in
probably
glasses.
brings them all the
I
time.
know, and then he like takes them out, and, like puts them on. She's like, "Oh my gosh, you're like blind." He's like, "I'm blind as a bat," and I loved it. I loved
So
it. It
cute.
was so cute.
Yeah.
And then his conversation, of course, with Kelsey. A still has a connection with her, of course. And then Kelsey T, I'm sorry, but I was swooning. I was like, oh, this is so cute because he's like, I come away floating when I talk to Kelsey T. And he's like, they
Yes.
make out obviously and they're talking. And I love the question she asks him. I think it's where she's like, what do I need to do to basically, I guess, show
Yes.
you that, I'm here for you or that I care about you? And he's like, quality time. I'm a simple guy. He's like, and then what about you? And she's like, just things, not like grand gestures necessarily, but
Like little
little things.
actions.
And he's like,
Yeah.
the little things. He says it softly, and then he like goes in for a kiss, and I'm just like, oh, you
I'm so
guys.
happy to see their connection grow because I can sense, and like we see this more in the next episode, but I can sense that she is insecure. Like it seems like she's kind of like, does
She's
he think of me? Like, am I doing it enough? And like, that is one of the teasers for next episode. Like, am I enough? And I'm just so glad. And I love to see how much he validates her.
yes.
Like he really makes her feel like trust in him, which is so great, because like he's very thoughtful in his words. He doesn't just say things,
Yes.
So that was really nice to see.
He's really good with that, and
Oh,
he gave her the oh wait,
I was gonna, yeah, I
he
was like,
gave her
oh, and
the
then she got the rose.
yeah, she got the rose on the group date. I was so
I
excited.
was happy about that.
And that was such a good But that was such a great thing that he did because, like you were saying, he validates her and he validates all the women. And he truly did that night because he could sense in her that she was feeling that insecurity about
Yeah.
their connection. And I love that it was his way of saying, no, I still want you here and I still feel
Hmm.
something for you. So don't worry about it. No, they haven't had a one on one yet at this point, but it's like him saying, I want you here. And I just think it's so cute and wonderful, because once again, I just love these connections that we see with him and the different women. So we go
Hmm.
from this lovely night of like connections and moments that we see with him and several of the, oh, including Jen. He had a connection.
Yeah.
He had a moment with her, and I think it was when they put their feet in the pool, and that was
Oh
really
yeah.
sweet.
His ugly feet.
I know. Oh, I know, right?
There's
His
a lot of like feet. There's at least two feet references these two episodes. So that was one.
Oh my. So we found the one thing that's not, I guess, great on Joey.
Yeah.
So it's,
And that he's blind.
oh,
There's
right.
that.
Okay. So many people wear glasses nowadays. It's okay.
Well,
Uh,
hopefully he gets contacts or something because he doesn't wear glasses very often.
oh,
And
he
I'm
definitely
like,
wears contacts for sure. For
is he
sure.
okay
Yeah.
on that Vespa?
I know how did no, but this is what was so funny. I was wondering
Like
when he
my
took out the
husband, he
glasses
never
to
wears
put them
glasses.
on. I was like, so did you not have your contacts in? How are you
Right.
walking? Like,
Maybe
how
he
did you
like
walk
didn't
up
wear
the
them
steps?
just one day. I
Yeah.
don't know.
But yeah,
Um,
so we go from the loveliness to dun dun dun.
oh, so we see the 2-on-1. It cuts to Maria and Sydney. They're on a huge yacht. They're waiting there in awkward silence. Joey tells them they're going to go explore the Blue Grotto, which sounds pretty cool. He pulls Sydney first and they chat, and she pulls out this anecdote where apparently Maria told Leia, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, Leia. And obviously Joey's like, whoa, that's a problem, blah, blah, blah. And then like, I don't know, like she just keeps complaining about Maria.
Yeah.
Anything else to add, Marina?
Essentially, it's her telling, yeah, Joey all these things, complaining about
Yeah.
Maria. Maria is just trying to,
Yeah.
it seems like,
So
come out
then,
on a date, enjoy,
right.
and kind of like, and she's doing a great job of it, honestly.
She's trying to have fun. She's like cracking very awkward jokes. You tell they're so forced. She's like, take your shirt off, Joey.
I know.
I was like, yes, comic relief.
I know.
Um, but
Um,
yeah, so then he talks to Maria and she's basically like, "What? I didn't say that. She's a liar." And I'm like, again, can Joey just like call Leah right now? Hey, did she say this to you? Like, I hate this, like, she said
yeah.
stuff. Like, it's just so, like,
Mhm.
it's just a coin toss. Like, he doesn't know.
Mhm.
Either way, it's like awkward,
Yeah.
And whatever. So then, but at the end of the day, I just felt like Maria has like this hold on him. I feel
Yeah.
like she kind of like has him eating out of her palm because he came out of that being like, well, it's concerning and I don't know, but like she makes me feel good. So
Yeah.
So he gives her the rose,
He was
he
Team
gives Maria the
Maria
rose.
the whole time. Like it
He
was
was
obvious. Like
he was gonna pick
they,
her. We all knew. Our
yeah,
voters on our
right?
Instagram
They all
all knew
chose
it.
Maria,
Yeah.
and we all knew, like you said, it's just the thing that even on that date, you could tell. It's like when he got on that yacht and he was like hi to Sydney and he was like gave her a hug and then he turns to Maria and he's like you look great and he's giving her a like he just is really into Maria. He's just really into
Something
Maria.
about her.
And
Mhm.
it was just like, well, we knew it was going to be Maria that got the rose. And then it was just kind of funny at the end of the night though, like when she got the rose and you pointed this out to me
Yes,
and
this
I
was
was like,
weird.
yeah, and I was like, what
As
is
soon as he gives it to her, he's like, "Here's the rose," and she like kind of chuckles, and she goes,
he looks
"I
to the
reg,
side and she's like,
yeah, like I regret everything."
yeah, like what? What do you regret, Maria? What's
Like,
what?
"Oh, I regret everything. Yay, thank you." And I like caught that because I had subtitles on
Yeah,
because I was like, I need to freaking pay attention. I don't want to lose anything this time. And yeah, it was such a weird statement. And I texted you and I was like, what does this mean?
yeah,
We don't know. Do you know? I don't
no
know. I
idea. I
haven't.
even asked my husband, I was like, what do you think that means? And he was like, I have no idea. And I was like,
I
I
told my
don't know.
husband, and he was literally like, she didn't say that. I was like, yeah, she did. I had to rewind and showed him, and he was like, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
Like, it
yeah,
doesn't make any sense. You regret everything. First off, everything about this, that makes no sense. What do you regret? Maybe like getting into the altercation, but like that's something that you would say if you didn't get the
yeah,
rose,
yeah.
not if you do. Super weird.
Yeah. I wonder if more of this is going to come to light because even as we'll see in the fifth
Mhm.
episode, drama continues.
Ah, just
Um,
change shape.
so yeah, it's just that was weird. I'm glad you pointed it out to me because you saw it just before I did, and I got to it, and
Yeah.
I was like, I wanted to like kind of feel like I was looking for clues. I was like,
Yeah, I literally
rewind
was like,
this,
"Please, like,
rewind it.
figure this out. I don't know what it means."
Yeah, like
If any of you guys know what it means, let us know.
I had no idea. So maybe, hey, we'll keep that in mind for later on in the season
Mhm.
because as we can see, Maria and him end up in a helicopter at some point. So she's getting a one-on-one when they get
Yeah.
to Canada. At what point in Canada? I don't know. Because
I
I
wonder
think
if she
there's
speaks
two cities in
French.
Canada. So
Yeah.
I think who knows when it's going to be, but that was really interesting. And then we get into the rose ceremony, and I just
Oh my God.
what happened with Leia?
We
Okay?
we were loving Leia. She's so sweet, by the way.
She
We
is so
like
sweet.
have interacted with her
Love Leia.
on our Instagram. She's a
Obsessed.
sweet person. We
Yes.
were rooting for her. We
Yes.
really liked her. Not to say I'm gonna, I've learned in our position, like I don't want to ever paint someone in like one
Yeah.
light. I want to
Yeah.
always try and see the
Yeah.
whole picture. So like I want to still believe that Leia is like a sweet person, but she really comes after Maria.
Yeah. And
She literally was like, I'm glad she's like crying, Well,
yeah.
I'm going ahead, but like
And then she goes to Medina and she basically tries to like she comes at Medina like you
yes.
can't be friends or nice to Maria because she's the reason Sydney went home. And it was kind of like Leia. I really like Leia, but like Leia, step back. It's not something like Medina can do whatever she wants. She is her
She
own woman.
absolutely can.
She doesn't have to be mean to Maria. Like it's her choice. If you want to be mean to Maria, be mean to Maria. I mean, not that I'm saying that's a good thing.
Totally.
I wouldn't be.
Yeah.
But like to come at someone else and be like you're not being a good friend, that was
Mhm.
that was a lot and I was surprised by it honestly. And
I
throughout
was
the end of
shocked.
that,
I was literally like, "Oh, great, positive vibes.
yes,
It's
yes,
over." And then she comes out so freaking like strongly about it
yes,
to be
yes,
like, Medina, let's talk. But I have to give so much props to Medina.
yes,
She handled that so
yeah,
well,
she
like
did.
incredible. Like, I feel like she finally found her voice, that she was like, no, I can handle this however I want. And like, you like, just because I'm friends with Sydney doesn't mean I have to be mean to Maria. Like, this is my journey. I'm
Yeah,
handling it my own way. And seriously, I mean, what? Medina's 31, Leia's like 23. Like, please
yeah,
don't come at me with this, like, I need to act a certain way kind of thing because I don't, you know? So I
yeah,
was happy about Medina.
yeah, Medina
It made me
definitely
like her
handled
so
it.
much.
Yeah, and I really like you said, I liked how she handled it. I like that she told her I don't have to do anything basically that someone else wants her to do. And she was just like, I'm just trying to get through this. I'm just
Mhm.
trying to like go through this experience. And she doesn't need someone telling her you're not a good friend and everything. It was just very interesting. I can understand, like, I'll give this to Leia. She sounds like she's a ride or die type of friend, which is awesome. These ladies did just
Yeah.
meet. But like she does seem like that. But I feel like it would have been great if the drama had just gone away with when Sydney was able to leave and go, which I think was good for Sydney too, because she said it was a toxic environment for her and it was
Yes.
physically affected by it. Then it was better for her too to move on. But now it
Yeah.
feels like Leia's taking her place, but in a more aggressive way. And
Yes, and more like outwardly
yes.
mean. Like I
Yeah.
mean, to the cameras, she was like, I'm glad. So Maria,
Yes.
Medina tells Maria
Mhm.
like what happens,
Yeah.
and Maria starts crying and like she's
Understandable.
sad. So understandable because it's like
Yeah.
I cannot win. Like I really feel for Maria in this moment
Yeah.
because like you can just tell she's so beaten down
Yeah.
by all this drama that she literally did nothing. Like Medina was nice to her and now it's her fault.
Yeah.
It's
And
crazy.
if Medina's able to squash it and move on, and she's the one who was originally about the whole thing,
Hmm.
I'm just like, I don't understand. I'm confused. And I also wish maybe Leia did say this and they just didn't show it, but I'm like, Leia, could you just say to the camera that Maria did say that if it happened? Could you please
It's like
just
the
like,
biggest
Maria did
question.
tell me to shut the F up? Like, I mean, what? Can we?
Ah,
But at this point, it doesn't even matter what really happened, honestly, because it's gone so out of control and spiraled into a situation where it's really just people not liking each other.
mhm.
And it's coming to a head.
Jealousy. I
So
really just think at the end of the day, these girls are jealous of Maria.
honestly, I feel like, well, because we're going to go into episode 5, and
Yeah.
I feel like that for sure about someone, another
Yeah.
person on the show
Yes.
responding the way. Um, because
All
they,
right. Well,
yeah.
yeah.
So,
Oh,
oop,
yeah. I mean, that's basically it, right?
yeah, because they
Like,
don't do the actual rose ceremony. It's the
yeah.
cocktail party.
First
We see Maria
episode.
crying. So we go into episode 5 today. And this is where we pick up where
Yes.
Maria is still sobbing, obviously. And then Jesse comes in. He's like, okay, that's the end of the cocktail party, everyone. Joey's got to make some decisions, you know. And then they come back, and this is where they do the rose ceremony. So we get the eliminations. Maria
Hmm.
does come back. She gets it together and comes back, which is good. I'm glad she should. She deserves to be there. He wants her there, so you
Yeah.
need to be there. Go do you, girl. And she
Show
comes
up.
back and he eliminates Allison and Edwina, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Was it a
I
surprise?
definitely, as I said, I didn't see it with Allison. I
I didn't.
thought Edwina, they seemed like they were growing, but in the end, he has such strong connections to the other girls.
He really does. And I think he likes Edwina as a person, which I love,
Yeah.
but it just wasn't clicking romantically at a certain point. And I think he gave it like, obviously, he wanted to see if it was there, and it just wasn't for him. So, but I really loved Edwina because she was really good with her ITMs, like, and talking
Yeah.
about different things. And so I'll miss that.
She was sweet.
Yeah. But so we move on to the ladies. He tells them they're going to Andalusia, Spain.
Woo!
And so everyone's
Yeah.
excited, of course, and they land in Spain, and all the women are out and about, and they're sitting there drinking sangria. And this is where Joey shows up on a Vespa, and he's all like, "Hey,
Oh,
ladies!" And he sits down with them, and he is so comfortable speaking to them. He's just totally comfortable being himself. There's never any awkwardness with this man, and I just feel as though I have to insert here because I thought of this and I wrote it down in my notes. I was like, Joey with his swag, his
hmm.
version of his swag is giving for me because he is so
Hmm.
calm. He is
Yeah.
so, and I'm not trying to chalk this up to Joey's so great. I'm not trying to fangirl over him, but I'm just saying, like, from the bachelors I've seen,
Hmm.
He seems the most comfortable on camera. He seems the most comfortable with the situation. He seems to truly be enjoying himself with this situation. He keeps saying how blessed, how grateful he is to be in this
Yeah.
situation, have all these amazing women, amazing, beautiful women that want to be there for him. And he is just so charming. And I'm just like, what? Like, just, I don't know. It's almost like, how are you this comfortable? I mean, there are
Yeah.
people that are, but then they go into communication field, they go into entertainment industry. And who knows,
Yeah.
he probably will be now. But
But, you know, he's a teacher also, right? Like he
it is.
teaches
But teachers
tennis and
aren't
like,
always that way. I'm sorry.
yeah,
I've had
I
some
don't
bad
know.
teachers.
I think good teachers are though.
But
Like I consider myself a pretty good teacher. I'm not a teacher, those who know me, but like I have taught and what I do involves a lot of teaching. And I think that it is a skill that like you develop through interacting with people and helping them like learn. You learn how to
yes.
like communicate with them in a certain way. And I don't know if that's maybe why he's so good at it, but like maybe that is part of it, you know. He has
Oh
to
yeah,
communicate with
I think,
different
and he
types of
even
people.
said that he's patient with people. That's one of the reasons he became a
Mm,
tennis pro. But like, also, I think it's natural too. It's like you have it or you don't.
yes.
And
Oh,
I feel
absolutely.
like he has it. So
He has emotional t intelligence
yes,
too,
yeah,
which isn't always there with teaching.
that's true. Mm.
Um, but yeah, he's so sweet.
Yeah.
So,
That's his first one-on-one with. Oh my
oh my
goodness.
gosh, Kelsey A. I
Yay.
did feel bad for the girls. All of them, you could tell their faces just dropped when he's like, "All right, Kelsey, let's go." They're all like, "We thought this was a group date." Poor
Yeah.
things. But anyways, back to
I
Kelsey.
know.
They go off to a wine tasting and like have so much fun. They play a little soccer in the street.
Yeah. I
And I just have to say, there's such a how old is Kelsey A? Do we know?
think she's
He's 20.
25 or I think she's 25 or
Oh,
26.
oh, okay. I thought there was a bigger age difference because I'm just looking at their socks. I'm like, Joey is giving millennial with his ankle socks. She is giving Gen Z with her like big white
Right?
socks. I don't even know what to
I
call
think
them.
they are in different generations because
Yeah,
Joey's
they
at the end
are,
of
I
the
think.
millennials and
I'm
she's
just
at
like chuckled because I was like, oh, the generational divide,
right.
you know.
There's the difference, but he's the cusp,
Gen
so
Z
that's
loves
why it can
socks.
work. They're at the cusp.
Oh yeah. I mean, not to say anything against it. It just like made me laugh because I was like, oh,
I noticed that.
socks.
Yeah, like her high socks. I was like,
Yeah.
I feel like, and then here I am, the
So
millennial. I'm like,
cute.
I would have worn low socks
I no socks for
or
me.
no socks,
Heck
and or
no.
like nice little like
Small
sandals that stay
socks.
on my feet. I don't know.
Yes, sandals or small socks all day,
No socks.
forever.
I like
I don't
never
think
wear
I could
socks.
wear socks that high if he paid me. I would just be like, I'm
It's
not
just
in grade school anymore. No, I went to Catholic school. I had to wear socks, crew socks.
true sock. Ooh,
Anyways, we'll see where I'm at. Like when my son is making fun of me for no socks one day.
I don't wear socks either. Like I don't
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
wearing
I think it's just like one of
socks.
those things, like whatever. I'm
Yeah.
not trying to be Gen Z. That's
Hey,
it.
just me.
And he's not either. Good
No.
job, Joey.
Good job, Joey.
Anyways, but yeah, some random old people like tell them you can have a happy future in Spanish, and they like kind of understood them. They're like feliz, sí. It was cute. Um, and she says she's tripping in love with him.
I love that. That was
So
cute. I
cute.
like that
She's
she was
really cute. I had to say her look at the last rose ceremony with the yellow dress and her
fun.
hair like kind of in a little low updo, I don't
Yeah.
know what to call
I
it.
liked her hair. I
So
was
pretty. She looked gorgeous.
like,
This date, I mean, her hair is just like
I
incredible.
love her
Like,
hair.
I
It's
wish I had
just
her hair. It's just like perfect big curls all the time.
yes.
I'm like, how do
Her
you do
it's natural.
this?
Her waves, like it seems natural.
Incredible.
I think
Yeah.
it's like it's
So
just
props to
so
Kelsey.
nice.
Spill the tea on your beauty secrets.
But yeah, their little time where she said, you know, she's tripping, like you mentioned. I really like that she was honest with him because she didn't say, "I'm falling in love with you yet," because she wasn't at that
Hmm.
point. She was like, "I'm not falling yet. Like I'm tripping it." And he's like, "Yeah, I like he
Yeah.
appreciated that." And what he said to her also made that date stand out because he was very much just like, talking to her and in his ITMs and his voiceovers, he was very like it seemed very hopeful and just very much like
Mhm.
I really enjoy this time with her, like spending time with her. Where are my notes? I need to look at my notes.
I know. I'm like, what happened?
They're so cute together, and for me,
Yeah,
her date in terms of their chemistry, not necessarily what they did,
they have
but
really
their
good chemistry.
chemistry is amazing to me. Like
Yeah.
I just
They really seem comfortable. She
yeah,
just seems like the girl next door.
she
Like
does.
she seems so chill.
Yeah.
Like I just feel like she's fun, she's chill.
Yeah.
Isn't she the one who like pretended to have like an art degree? She's like, "Oh, I drew
So
this
that was
painting."
Lexi.
Oh, it was Lexi. Damn,
That
I
was
get them
Lexi.
mixed up
But
for
she's
some reason.
but she's
I
the
mean,
one
probably not that many surprising reasons, but I do get them mixed.
that I'm sorry. But yeah.
Oops.
He hey, physically he likes what he likes. But
Mm.
like um
Well, shout out to Lexi. That was funny. I still laugh about it. So,
yeah, it was. It was really funny. But like Kelsey A, like she was the one with the voodoo doll out of the limo. She's quirky. And I feel like she's
she
really
is.
just herself. Like
Yeah,
she's
she's so
just
chill.
authentically herself. Like I don't feel like she's trying to be like really cute or sexy or anything. Like she's just being herself and I really like that
Agreed.
he likes that. And
Yeah.
when they get to their nighttime date, oh, I really
Yeah.
was like, I like her even more
I
because when
know.
she was talking about her mom and everything, and I've said this before, like I lost my mother in my early 20s, and I was tearing up. I felt for her. I understood what she was saying, where she was like, one day when she gets engaged, her mom won't be there 100%. Like when I got
Yeah.
engaged, that was the first person I wanted to call, but I couldn't call her. And
Mm.
it's just it never it doesn't like it's just yeah, it's just awful. So I understood her crying and I understood her expressing that and I really liked how he responded to her, how he listened and he
Yeah.
was very thoughtful about his response to her and how gave her such a great compliment that basically the way she described her mother that he can see her in like her mother in her. And that is
Yeah.
such an amazing compliment for someone to say when you are close to a parent and you lose them, for someone to say,
Yeah.
"Oh, you are definitely like your mother's daughter." Like when someone told me that when I was younger, when my mom passed away, I was like, "Ugh, that's the best compliment you could ever give me ever in my entire life." And
Oh,
it's
dear.
just like so just it was just so beautiful and I just was like, I love Kelsey A. I want her
Yeah.
and Rachel. And Daisy's awesome, believe me, but I'm connecting more honestly with these other
Yeah.
individuals. And
Yeah.
I just, they were amazing and so cute together. And then they
Yeah.
left. They were just so cute together. Everything, their
And there's
date,
like passion too,
oh,
the way they were
yes.
kissing
And they're up
against
against
the
the wall.
wall.
Like, hello.
Ooh. I was
What?
like, get a girl. She
Okay.
like pulled
Yes.
him in.
Yes.
So that made me like just feel like even more that she's gonna be one of those top
She
girls.
is. I think so. It solidified it for me now.
Yeah.
Like she's in there in top four. It was Daisy and Rachel, but now Kelsey A for me is right more past Lexi. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I
I like
agree.
Lexi,
Yeah.
but that date for me blew other dates out of the water.
Yeah.
So
Hey, it's the game.
it is what it is.
Yeah.
um,
Okay, so then next is the group date. I
hmm.
kind of I got like um I lost track of whose turn it is to talk about stuff.
Look, no, you go, you go.
Okay.
I didn't really pay attention to this group date.
I
It's so
know.
bad.
Oh, okay, I'll
I
talk
was
about
like,
it. I thought it was fun. This is
it,
like up my alley.
it was so
I
cool.
like
Right?
the
This turn.
sausage
Oh yeah, no, I like the
catching of
worms.
the mouth one. That was your alley, right?
No,
Just kidding.
no.
Just kidding. I had
Painting
to.
sausage. No,
No,
the
no,
painting
never,
like in the
never.
villa was so much like I
Just
love that. Painting is relaxing, but
yeah. So for this group date, they were met with this like mixed media artist,
mhm.
and she had this like very live, laugh, love type painting up. It was like a quote on like the sky. It was cute.
Yeah.
But anyway, she said, "Okay, everyone, you each are given in a pen and paper or like notebook. Write a quote that like sums up your feelings towards Joey or whatever, and then draw a painting to represent it. We'll see if we can guess it," which I thought was really fun. I
I
like
love
want to
that.
do that with my husband. I'm like, all right. I'm literally actually that would be so fun to do tomorrow. Okay.
Yeah,
Anyway, so
do
so they all
it.
did do it, and a lot of them talked about like kind of their journey so far. Like for example, Jen drew like a picture of a surfboard and like a manatee, and he was like, "Oh, we went surfing." She's like, "Yeah, it was cute." And then like, Maria, oh my God, she freaking drew a picture of her and Sydney on a boat with the clouds pouring rain, and then on the other side a big heart with like I don't know, her and Joey. I didn't even see like what the other side was. I was just like staring at her picture of her and Sydney. Anyways, he got that right away. Like, oh
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, the drama from
yeah,
what I want to say yesterday was probably a few days ago.
yeah, I know.
um,
Yes, it is.
yeah. But then Jess drew two rings with like sparkles in the background. Leia, of course, she was eyeballing Maria's and trying to one up her the whole time, like
Mhm.
verbally saying this.
Yeah.
Leia drew, I mean, she is definitely an artist. She was like, "Oh, I love painting." Like she drew a really pretty picture. It was like a little bouquet of flowers with hibiscus, which is a Hawaiian native plant. And, she had a really nice message. But in the end, Jess won
Mhm.
because hers was like, I see myself as your future wife. Like, I really want to get
Yeah.
engaged, whatever. And I guess that was like the best one. I honestly do think that her painting was really cute. It was kind of like if you painted emojis, like it
Oh,
was like emojis. Like, I
yeah.
mean, the sparkle emoji, like huge yellow sparkles and then like two rings. But it
Yeah.
was cute. Like she did a good job.
Good.
It wasn't as like in like as I guess
Artistic or
artistic or like
refined, like
what's the
Leia.
word? Refined like Leia's, yeah. But, I think I don't know who voted, whatever. Joey and the lady, I guess, voted and Jess won. And so then she got to go off with Joey and do their own little painting, a
Uh-huh.
typical, very bachelor-esque
Rolling around.
little roll around in the paint,
Check it out.
paint each other's butts, make out on the
Mhm.
paper. And
Yeah.
then what happens with that painter, Arena? What happens to it? It's huge. Do they go somewhere? They throw it in the trash, I'm sure. Like, this is not art. It's just fun to paint
You
on
know,
each other.
you know what though? Like
Where does
that
it go?
whole scene was like you said, we've seen it before. We've seen it on other seasons of The Bachelor and Bachelorette.
Yeah.
Did you recall what Leia said about Jess when she went off with Joey? Leia was straight up like, it's not like, oh gosh, what did she say?
Yes, she said like delusional.
Yeah, she's like, she called it, and I was like, oh my gosh, they're like friends.
They're friends. Yeah.
What is happening? We are seeing the snarkiness.
Leia, it was like she was holding no, like, what's the word? I can't think of words today, Arena. She held nothing back.
She held nothing back.
She held nothing back.
It was like, oh snap. Okay. She
Yeah,
is.
she's like, she's delusional if she thinks that she's gonna be the one in the end. It's like,
Yeah.
what?
Oh my
You
gosh.
don't know. You're delusional. Like, you're a mean girl now.
What happened? I'm
I'm
legitimately like, I'm so
surprised now that she threw out that date card because it seems like she would have stolen it.
like,
Like, now. I mean, can you imagine if Maria gets a one-on-one and she's sitting here like, I should have kept the date card
right?
steal
Right? Is she still there
pass.
when it happens? Because
Yeah.
honestly, like, he's not, it doesn't look like he's really connecting with her because
No.
otherwise they would be showing that.
Yeah.
So I don't
She's
know
here for the
how
drama.
much longer
Producers.
she'll be.
Yeah. Unfortunately, like again, I liked Leia in the beginning, but now I'm just not really seeing it, both from her connection with Joey as well as like what we're seeing on camera, you
Yeah, like
know?
what? I'm still like, what's happening? Like I don't
I hope she's
know.
like learned from it.
My
I really like see we see three sides though, because we see her with Joey, her with the girls off camera, and then also like our personal interactions with her, where she does
yes,
seem sweet
she
and
does.
like fun, like she can poke fun at herself.
Mhm.
And like I just hope, again, there's a combination of all that
Yes,
is probably her. But I do still want to believe that she's a good person, but
I
it's
do
so
too. And
hard.
like this reality, like we always have to try to remember, although as the audience, we're only able to see what we're shown,
Yeah.
that things get edited heavily. This
Yeah.
show is highly produced. And sometimes I think we may see really awful sides of people that
Yeah.
maybe aren't, they're really not that awful. Maybe they're saying a few snarky things here and there, but we all kind of do, I feel like, in life at some
Yeah.
point. But like where it's they choose someone they're like, okay, this is our villain. Oh, Sydney's gone. Okay, now Leia's our new villain. Let's show all her snarky stuff. And let's just like
Yes. But
even
you
though
know
like
what?
did some
Sydney
things.
didn't have like that moment in the beginning where it's like, oh, we all like her, where
Yeah.
Leia did. And
Yes.
I wonder to see what the viewer feedback for Leia will be if she
Yes.
continues down this path, because like we've seen viewers rip Sydney to shreds, and like we're a little guilty of it. I mean, like we were not impressed with her performance,
But we weren't
but like
mean.
we
We
weren't
weren't
mean,
mean.
but like, everyone was really shocked at how she handled herself, but like I mean, if you look like again, like she's a person. We talked about that. We did. But like, yeah, today we see this like message from her online where she's getting like such hate
Yeah.
from viewers. She's
Voicemails.
cut her comments. She's sitting there just like clearly had been crying. It broke my heart, honestly. And it just was a reminder for me and for hopefully everyone that you cannot tear people apart like
Because they're
this,
human beings with feelings, regardless of
Yeah.
what's going on this reality show, that, it's just not right. You can't treat people that way. And she's getting voicemails at her vintage store of people leaving voicemails, and it's really like, what are you doing with your lives, people? That's horrible. Why are you doing this to this woman? It's just a show. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, it's just
Like
a show.
Like she has her problems, but even in the video, she was like, I own that I could have done things differently. I could have done things better.
Yeah.
So like, okay, I'm happy to hear that. I hope she's grown. Honestly, like I am sending good vibes to Sydney. I do hope that she heals, and like I'm like curious to see like are the viewers going to attack Leia the same way, because
Oh, I
she's
hope.
kind of doing the same thing.
Except in a more Um, like I feel like with Sydney, it was a different way. It was like her approach was very different because it's based on who she is, her personality, and it
Yeah,
wasn't like she was sitting there going, "I hope she goes home." Like I'm glad she's
right. It was
and like
different.
confronting people. She wasn't like that. On the other end, Leia, we're seeing that side of Leia. Like I said, it's just so hard. I don't want to judge these women
No.
because I feel like we're only seeing what they want us to see to make
Yeah,
them look bad because they need drama, they need excitement. It is a TV show, they need ratings.
yeah,
But I'll say, like, it's just a different approach and it's giving, like, just mean and toxic.
girl.
And I don't
Yeah.
understand. Like you said, we saw Leia at first, like so sweet, so great. And we've interacted with her, like you said, and she is wonderful. And I hope this is literally just like a lot of production too. I hope
Yeah.
for all these people. It's just a lot of production going in right now, making them come off as unkind people. So
It's like it is the formula,
yes.
My mom even like she hasn't really been watching, but today she texted me. She did watch last night. She is she watched tonight. She texted me, same old drama as normal. And I was like, she's right. I mean, really at the end of the day, this is exactly the formula they always have used. They
Yes.
pick a villain, America freaks out, the
Yes.
villain is gone, after a couple of more episodes, and
Mhm.
now they move on to the next. So it's just sad that like, I'm glad that we are able to look at that and be like, okay, this is what's happening. And like,
Yes.
hopefully it can shape us towards being more accepting of these people as humans, not like taking on their persona on the show as like fact so much.
Exactly. Yeah. So I just hope, like you said, same old drama, same formula.
Hmm.
We know that. But hopefully people can move on from this and that the audience has some grace, for which
Hmm.
we know is not going to happen with some people, but
No,
just has some grace and
people
understand.
love to hate.
They really do.
They
Like,
do.
I rather lift people up. I'm going to comment on facts and what people do, but like,
Yes.
I rather people are
Right.
lifted up. So then we go
Okay.
into like with the after party for that group date, And we have Maria getting the rose, and a lot of
Mm.
the ladies seemed a
Wait,
little
her story was crazy though.
oh my gosh, I know. Well, that's why she got the rose.
Yeah.
What she's been through, the
Yeah.
car accident that she had with her mother when she was like 1 years old, where like her car seat was in pieces,
She
and
was dead.
like yeah, she was pronounced dead at the scene. She lived through that. This is one of the reasons why she has this like approach to life to just like live life and have fun because she
In the
knows it can
moment.
be way.
Yeah.
Live in the
Which I
moment.
respect.
Yeah, I think that anytime you're in, and I can't say this for everyone, but for a lot of people, if you're in a life or death situation or you watch loved ones pass away, I feel like it changes you and it makes you more
Hmm.
like, hey, live in the moment, live life. Other things are not so serious.
Yeah,
Get through it, live your life. And I feel like that seems like her approach to things. And,
definitely. It definitely like helps us all understand her more.
yes,
And I think Joey was really happy to like learn about that because it just like everything clicked after
yes.
that.
We finally
The
heard
mystery
more
of Maria.
about her, more than just making out. We
Yeah.
finally got to hear more about her, talking about her dad. She's a daddy's girl, and how she's not, her and her mom are a work in progress with their relationship, and how that car accident affected her mother, and how she wasn't necessarily there when she was growing up. But yeah, that was really the piece that I feel like as viewers we needed to see because we'd
Mhm.
seen them like continue having a connection, but we did not see why, aside from him being so strongly physically attracted to her and being like drawn to her, but like we hadn't seen why. Like outside of the physical,
Yeah,
we hadn't seen the depth. And I knew it was there, it had to be because it's Joey, but like they just weren't showing us. And finally we got to see it. So
really.
I like that.
And you know what? I don't think any of the other girls in the house, except maybe Allison, knew any of
Oh
that.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I'm sure because Leia is like, how did she get the rose? Like, why does she like, what is she saying to him to keep getting these things? It's like, well, it's because she's opening up to him like everyone else is. Why are you like painting her in such a shallow, like she just has the lowest expectation for like the depth of Maria as a
Yeah.
person. And
Yeah.
it's just kind of like rude. It's like, why do you not think that she has more to her than what meets the eye, just like everyone else does?
You really don't know. And that's what's so interesting. I feel like with Maria's story and everyone else's stories we've heard so far, Joey even said before the season something to look forward to. He was like, all these women's stories are amazing. And he even
They
said that
are.
so much. Like, I feel like people should watch for these ladies because they are so amazing. And I see why. They all
Mhm.
have some real stories that are more than, no offense, I got cheated on and blah, blah. And not, I'm not
Right.
saying that's not something that you should acknowledge
Yeah.
and bring up. But usually that's what I feel like we hear a lot of in these seasons. We do hear really tough stories too, but I don't feel like
Yeah.
this many women sharing tough stories is so common on this show. I feel
Yeah.
like these are like some real deal things. So I
And they
just,
all seem like such like pretty level-headed
uh-huh,
and successful women, you
yeah,
know?
yeah,
Where like in the past, it's like you can, I don't know, not to say like you can spot people who have gone through trauma, but it's
yeah,
like, you know, maybe it's not as surprising, but like these girls, I mean, it's like I never, like when I heard Maria's story, I was like, whoa, like I just never would have guessed that she had gone through something like
yeah,
that. Like,
mhm,
ah,
yeah,
man. And to be her mom, like I
mhm,
like feel for her mom because
yeah,
like I feel like if I lost time with my son and like when she went into a depression, it's just
yeah,
like I feel like I would be really self-conscious of my parenting too, you know. And
yeah,
again, I don't know the whole story, but
yeah,
that's kind of what I got from it.
mhm, yeah.
Sad.
It is
Um,
sad. And yeah, it was
um,
good though that we learned more about her.
yeah.
Sad, her story is incredibly sad, but I'm glad we learned more. So we get through to the next date.
You could talk about this
Oh my
one.
gosh, because she's my favorite. Rachel gets her one-on-one finally, and they go flamenco dancing, which is awesome
So cute.
because she seemed really excited to dance.
Yeah.
And I feel like at first he was very much like, I want to see, it seemed like he was saying, like, I want to see if there really is a true connection here because
Hmm.
he's interested, obviously, and we know she is, but he's interested. But I think he was like looking for something to do with her where it was like, is that passion there? And so they
Mm.
did the flamingo dancing, they learned it, they performed, and he was all about it with her. By the end of that, he was like, you looked so good in that red dress. Like, the
Hmm.
flower, I saw
The
the flowers on the
flower.
left side, people, which means you're taken in Hawaiian culture. Yeah.
Oh,
So
see,
these
I
are
did
the
not pick up on that
Plemurians.
because they kept being like, "Oh, you noticed it? I noticed it. Oh, you noticed it." I was like, "All right." Was
It's
she like
because,
mad at him for
yeah.
not noticing it?
So it's the Plemurian
Okay,
flower,
thank
you
you
know,
for
they put
clearing that
on the
up. That
side.
makes more
The
sense.
left means you're taken or you're unavailable, and then if you put it on the right side, it means you're single. So she purposely put it on the left side. Of course, he would know because they
Yeah,
way. But yeah, like I feel like by the end of it, he was way more in. He was already into her, but like he was way more like, yes, the chemistry is there, the
yeah.
connection is there.
I
Um,
will say I felt they were both a little nervous. Did
they
you
were,
get that vibe? I was just like, wow, I feel like he was a little more nervous. She was nervous, but they were both still
yes,
connecting.
yeah.
So I was like, oh, cute. Like there's definitely a spark with them. And they
Yeah.
talked about that,
Mhm. And he said she seemed familiar, which was interesting. And then when they got to their night portion, so the thing is, like, she did kind of like she talked about her nursing career and how it can
Yeah,
be tough for partners to really understand the,
valid.
long hours and things like that. And I like that he was honest in his ITM where he was just kind of like, well, yeah, that is something to like think about basically that is a
The
lot.
lifestyle.
Yeah, it's a lifestyle when you're married or a partner with anyone in a medical field. It just is what it
Yeah.
is. And she basically was like, she's had partners that just didn't understand that. And I like that she did share some things, but she also told them, and she told him again, she's a slow burn. And he was
Hmm.
like, he's there for the slow burn and she can burn. And he's there to hear her when she's like ready to like tell him. And he is so
Yeah.
understanding. But I almost want to be like, why didn't you share just a little more? But it's in her time. It is not for
Yeah.
me. But I feel like
That
just
was all she wanted to give.
yeah, to get along, to like get to the end.
She had to give something. The producers are like, all right, you have to say something. She's like, fine.
So she
But
had, so I'm interested definitely to hear more about her story because I know there's got to be more.
yeah.
And I do love the fact though that he is so interested in her that he's like,
Mhm.
I'm here for it. Like, take your time, and I'm
He
here.
literally was like, oh, like we're a slow burn, but soon we'll be a raging fire when we're
Yes.
in love. I was like,
Hello.
whoa, Joey,
Hello.
like
Okay.
when we are in love,
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He
okay.
wants to be in love
He
with. I
needs more
feel
time with her. That's it.
he wants that with her, but he's like waiting for her to give him more. Like I feel like Joey's
Mhm.
like, yeah, I'm waiting for her to give me more. I want to be there. I just need her to like
Yeah.
give me more.
Question though, do we feel we're really getting much from him? Like, is he sharing these stories? Is he really going deep? I mean, he did that for charity, but we can't just assume they all watched all his episodes, you know?
He probably didn't too.
Like, I'm hoping that he starts to open up more. I mean, like, soon all the leads will have talked, I want to hear more about Joey.
But do we like generally though? Do the leads say a lot about themselves, or is it more like the contestants that are like
Well,
giving their all?
I think it
No, like seriously though, like I'm
depends.
asking, like is it
Yeah.
like,
I think it depends. I just feel like Joey should be. Like, regardless of what the other, I mean, if you look at Gary,
that's
he
true.
definitely shared. And I
Did
just feel like Joey's the kind of lead where like I would hope that he does push himself to open up
yeah,
on screen with the viewers and his
would be
girls.
nice.
Probably closer on, because right now they're all just trying to get roses. But once they get to know each other, he needs to like see if they can accept him,
I
you
think he
know?
will. I think
I
he
hope
will,
so,
like, when we
yeah.
get later, further down the road, when he's narrowed it down more to the ones that he actually really sees as his potential wife.
Yeah.
I hope he
Yeah.
does divulge more about who he is because, like you said, we can't expect that these women all saw the last season. Jen even said in an
Yeah.
interview that she did on another podcast that she didn't watch. Charity's season of The Bachelorette. So she
Yeah.
only saw what he looked like, knew that was her type. She like was like, okay, like I want to give this a chance, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, we really don't know. It would be nice. We do know a lot about him from her season, but it would be nice to learn more, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And I do hope in learning more about him, we'll learn more about his family. We get to see his dad more because we didn't really get to
Hmm.
see his dad at all last season because Uncle
Yeah.
Joe was like took over that whole hometown. No offense, Uncle Joe, but you did.
I still
And
laugh at that.
and I really want to know more about his dad, Nick.
Mhm.
Can we see that? That would be really great to see. So,
Yeah, it was. But
uh,
yeah, I mean, I'm sure it'll come with time. It's just like one of those things where I'm like,
yeah.
sometimes I'm like, I want him to share, you know? All
I
these
see what
girls are just like
here I am like,
pouring
you're
their
so
hearts out. And he's like, wow, here's a rose,
You're so great. I love you. Raging fires.
fireworks.
Yeah,
Oh
fire. Oh, they had
yeah,
fireworks.
Rachel saw fireworks.
Not a drone
Yes.
show this time. It was fireworks. They
Yes.
got
Well, they're
another
in
firework.
Europe, so just
Yeah.
kidding. They don't
Well,
have drones. I'm just kidding. I'm sure
hey,
they do,
I'm
but
okay.
probably not like the way we do it here.
Yeah,
You
probably
just know America's gonna eat up that drone uh
yeah,
business.
yeah,
But
that would be
anyways, yeah, that was really cute. The fireworks, of
it.
course.
Hmm. So I was
Yeah.
happy to finally see their one-on-one.
Yeah, me too. So yes, she gets the rose, and then we go to the rose ceremony. The second one, once again, they're finally making sure we get a rose ceremony pretty much every episode, which
Yeah.
I'm so loving.
Hmm.
So our notes, Jess loses it. She loses it because Caitlin was talking to Joey and Maria butted in, even though she already had a rose. But you know what? I think little Jess may have done that the very first episode to someone else, so I think she shouldn't
Twice.
really,
Did you do it twice?
yeah, she like shouldn't complain. I just don't even, I just thought that was funny.
I think
I was
because
like,
it
oh,
was
now you're upset. Now you get it.
yeah,
But
because
yeah,
yeah,
she's upset and she tells Maria like you shouldn't have done that. Maria's kind of like, "Ugh, like why can't you just say like, hey, like not all the girls had time with him? Then
yeah,
I can say sorry. But like you're coming at me like I
disrespectful. She
did this
said
very just yeah, disrespectful and like called her a bitch. Just
and
called
eventually
Maria
it
a
got real.
bitch. Yeah, she storms off, you're a bitch, like whatever. And Maria's just like, she said it. She said
I
it.
know. She's like,
But that's how I'd be with Maria too. I'm like, cameras, you get that? Write it down. Witnesses, yes, moving
it
forward.
happened.
I got the evidence for
I
Joey.
know.
So but you know what? I am happy that Leia went to Jess, calmed her the F down. So that was good. But Jess was like crying and like she, all that time she was crying, she could have just gone
Talk
to
to
the next person and said, "Hey, can I steal him for a sec?"
yes,
Like,
yeah,
come on, that's the name of the game. If I were in
yes,
the show, I'd be like, excuse me, hi, like
yeah.
my turn,
Yeah,
move.
because she's solidifying her connection with him, her relationship with him. She may have a rose, but she knows she has to be intentional. That's the name of
Yes.
this game. You have to be intentional on this show, especially when you know you already have a spark and a connection. You need to
Yeah.
cultivate it. You need to be extremely intentional, and it's the
Yes.
people who are intentional that make it to the end. If
And
you're not
Jess,
intentional and you're complaining and you're saying, you're sitting there going, I didn't get time, you're disrespectful and starting fights, that never
you
fares
could have
well.
been talking to Joey.
Exactly.
And like, oh, do you think that you're in the right state now to talk to him?
No.
No, you're crying, you're emotional. Like,
Yeah.
don't talk to him now. It's
Yeah.
just gonna like cause more drama. So,
Yeah.
anyways, she kind of calmed down. And then what else
Mhm.
happened? Oh, Daisy talked to him.
But not about the cochlear implant, which I liked. I mean, I'm not trying to be like whatever, but I liked their conversation. It was more
I have to say, I totally
yes,
agree. Like, I feel like it's like more normal now. Not to say
yes,
it wasn't normal talking about it, but
yeah,
it's like now we see the real Daisy, the real
yes,
Joey. What is their real connection? Not
yes,
just cool information and like learning about each other, but it's
yeah.
like
Talking
vibes,
real life. Yeah.
Yeah.
I really
And she
like
checks in with him, which is nice.
he always does, and that's what he loves about her too. Like
Yeah.
it's just very much something that stands out to him. And the moment shown with Kelsey T, once again. they're talking, and she's telling him basically how she feels, how it's getting hard for her to see him with other women. And we do see Kelsey T throughout both episodes starting to
Hmm.
spiral, get in her head a little bit, and start to
Yes.
really doubt things because she's really catching feelings for him now. She's really starting to feel. So it will be interesting to see what happens with that in later episodes. And then, he had another moment with Jen, of course. She had her stethoscope and she was like, this is pretty much like what, I would
Oh
do.
yeah. What does she do? What is she doing?
She's
She a
a
PA?
yeah, she's a physician's assistant.
Okay.
Well, she's studying to become a physician's assistant. She's in
Right.
graduate school for it. And so they have their moment. And then, of course, we talked about the drama between Maria and Jess. And then we get to the end of that rose ceremony and we see, unfortunately, Medina goes home and Autumn goes home. Autumn was not a
I knew
surprise.
Autumn was out. I did not like her outfit, by the
That
way.
was interesting. That was interesting.
It was like white and like pink sparkles with like
Sparkles with the
fluffy little
furry
cuffs.
cups. Yeah.
I
Um,
don't know. I was just kind of like distracted by that
it was,
during the rose
it was
ceremony.
I know, I 100% like definitely noticed it and went, huh. But
Yeah.
it's their taste.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Some outfit choices are definitely a huh from this millennial over here. But that one especially, I was just like, that is definitely not what I expected. But Autumn's super pretty, so she can pull
Yes.
off anything
She's
at the
pretty.
same
She's
time.
really pretty. And so she kind of just went on. And poor Medina, like, I'm not surprised she went home either, but I feel like the way she was saying she didn't really feel like she got time with him because she was wrapped
I
up in this
know.
drama. And it's funny, I go back to what was it, the second episode where the drama started, where when she said that line where she was like, well, she's the oldest in the house or something. And
Hmm.
then right after, she like whispers under her breath and they caught it. She's like, oh, I really shouldn't have said that. Or I'm sorry I said that.
Hmm.
She was sorry she said it, and it set off this insane whirlwind of drama for the past several episodes. So I don't know how she's feeling about it, but it does suck that she didn't get more time to talk to him about just them. Because she
Yeah,
just started telling him stuff about herself. Like she just started
I
like
know.
told
Oh
him.
yeah, we didn't really touch on that, but like her parents broke up while she was in high
Yeah.
school. So
Yeah.
like it makes sense that she's so guarded and like,
Yeah.
the anxiety that comes with being 31 and like not in a relationship when you want one. Like she wants to have kids soon. Like,
Mm.
I don't know. I just really hope good things for her. She
I just,
deserves it.
he
I
does.
really liked her. Like in the
Yeah.
end, like
Mhm.
the beginning of the drama was I was like unsure about her, but like the way she handled herself with Leia and then
Yeah.
with Joey,
Yeah.
I respected that a lot. So
Yeah.
good luck, Medina.
Good luck
And
with
then Autumn too.
in autumn
But
more. Now they're heading to Montreal, and we're
yeah,
gonna see
Maria's
some.
excited.
Yes, because it's her home country,
Woo.
Canada. So she's excited, and
Wonder if they'll be blurring out all the flags again.
I know
It was so weird. This is gonna be a blurry ass episode.
possibly that again, right? I don't know. I want to
Weird.
see. Like, I can't wait to like. He definitely is gonna have a one-on-one with Maria. He's definitely gonna have a one-on-one again with Daisy. Second
Hmm.
one-on-one, people. That means something.
Yeah,
Because they're in the snow, they're riding horses, they're in Canada.
right.
And we see him with a little time with Rachel, but is that a second one on one? I don't know. And it looks like he gets a second one on one with Kelsey A too at some point.
Yeah.
So,
It's exciting. They all just seem like they're getting so into him, which like again is normal, but like I just feel like it's like on a different level. Like
yeah,
they're all really falling fast for him.
for sure.
He's
I know.
doing a good job with the polyamory thing.
He is. Is.
I'm just waiting for the year where the Bachelor's like, I'm proposing to both of them. F this. I talked to them, fantasy suites. They're fine with it. Let's go to Utah.
Oh,
Sorry, I
always, I
had to.
cannot condone the Utah, okay? I cannot.
Where else could they go, Arena? Where
Another
else?
country? Like,
Where
I
else?
don't know which country, but like
I
other
don't know
countries.
either. I don't want to guess
I'm
for
not gonna
fear of
guess because I
being
don't
wrong.
to speak.
I know Utah's okay.
I would,
Anyways, nothing against Utah. It's not a bad thing. I'm just saying
I
literally like they would have to move there. I more am just like I'm just waiting for the I mean probably like what? I give it 5 years. Like
to have that to like have.
I don't
Well,
know.
because
People are so fluid and like open to things
and
now.
that show. There's that new show on Netflix called Couple to Thruple.
No. When is that premiere? Is that already a
I think
thing?
it already came out. Yeah,
What?
I
Love
think
is
it's
Blind
Netflix.
starts tomorrow. Who's
Does
watching?
it
I'm
start tomorrow?
watching. Yeah, it starts tomorrow, new
I hear this
season.
season's gonna be better.
I hope so. Hasn't been good for a while, but
Yeah.
but okay, couple of throuple. I don't know if I'll watch that though. I'm really not that super into polyamory things, but I will give it a try
The,
after all the Bachelor stuff is done.
the
When I
Bachelor,
need a
yeah.
new show,
Like,
maybe I'll look into it.
maybe they're already heading in that direction. You said
I
no. I'm kidding. I don't know.
maybe. I don't know.
I don't know. But ooh, and
But they're
then
in a good direction now, so let's just stay on this path,
let's hope
huh?
and it continues to get better. But like so the teaser, what
Uh-huh.
are we thinking? Because we see handwriting. We see a woman writing. I think it's
We
Daisy
need to
saying we
talk.
need to talk.
Oh my God.
Putting
Oh,
a
but I
note in
think
the door.
Maria, looks like Maria talks to him saying like,
She talks to him
um,
too. It's more than
yeah.
one
Oh, you
person.
think it's two?
It's more than one
Yeah, I
person.
did hear two voices.
Hmm. I think
Um,
Daisy's the other one who leaves the note because there's a note in the door, and that is definitely fantasy suite time. That's what I think. That's what I
calling
think.
it.
I don't know.
Calling it. I
I
guess
don't
we'll
know.
see.
I'm just throwing stuff out there.
I'm excited for the drama though that comes next week.
Yeah.
I do hope that the whole Leia, Jess, Maria thing calms down.
I hope so.
I really
Well,
don't want to. I don't want to see people hate on anybody
I don't
else.
either.
I still feel so bad for Sydney. Like again, I don't think she was in the right,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I do think that she
She didn't
doesn't
deserve
deserve
that.
that. Her business doesn't deserve that.
No.
Her workers don't deserve that,
Exactly. She doesn't at
so
all. And I don't think Maria deserves this. I don't think anyone should be attacking each other. And honestly, I don't think it's going to stop until like Jess and Leia leave
yeah.
because he doesn't seem to have a strong
Mm.
connection with them. So I don't
And Jess stayed. I mean, honestly, I thought I really wanted Medina to stay.
maybe.
I do think that he and Jess, like I wrote down like, oh, him and Jess are cute. Like when they were doing their painting thing.
Yeah.
Like I did think that was cute,
Yeah.
but like
He's
I
moved
don't
so
know.
much further ahead with other women
Yeah.
that
I think
that
Jess is like
relationship stayed in the
not
in like
not
where it
growing.
was. It hasn't
Yeah,
progressed.
agreed. So
So
who do you think is off next week? I think Jess is off.
Jess and Leia.
I kind of think Caitlin's kind of low on there
Oh yeah,
too.
Caitlin's. Oh yeah, so let's do something like power rankings. Where do we see people?
Ooh.
So we have
Oh
what, 10
gosh.
women left, right? I think we
I
have
think
10. So we have 10 women left now. We have Daisy, Rachel, Kelsey A, Kelsey T, Lexi, Jen, Jess, Leia, Maria,
mm-hmm.
Caitlin.
Yes, great job.
10. Okay. So
Okay,
where do
who?
we
Oh
see?
my God.
We'll start at the bottom.
Start at the bottom. So,
I'm gonna say Leia.
Jess. Oh,
Oh, Jess and Leia. They're kind of interchangeable for me.
yeah.
With
Say Jess, Leia.
Caitlin.
I kind of say Caitlin,
Yeah.
yeah. And then that's where it gets tricky. Maybe Lexi or Kelsey T.
Yeah.
Which one?
Maybe.
I
Um.
know, I feel bad. But probably
Yeah, I
Kelsey
feel really
T.
bad because
I feel like we just don't know Kelsey T enough.
we don't know her yet.
Like we had this big date with Lexi. So I want to say Kelsey T and
Yes.
then
Then
Lexi.
let's see.
And
Then
then
Jen.
oh yeah, actually, do we think Jen is above Lexi?
I think it could go.
Kind of yes. I don't
Yeah.
know.
I think they're kind of around the
They're kind of the same. All
same,
right, let's just put
different
Jen.
vibes. Yeah. So we have. That's our
I
pick.
think Kelsey T, Jen, Lexi. I
Kelsey,
do think so.
Jen,
That's my opinion.
Lexi. Okay, I'm gonna go Kelsey T, Lexi, Jen.
Okay.
But like Jen and Lexi are like right here. Like it's like A B.
Yeah,
And Kelsey
they're
T
so
only
close.
because like you said, we don't know her yet. And
We haven't had a one-on-one. Like,
I
I hope
hope
we
we
get
do.
one.
Because she deserves that. Um, then I would say what there's Maria, Kelsey A, Daisy, and Rachel. I would put Maria
Maria.
behind Kelsey A and Rachel.
Yeah, I think
Um,
Maria,
Maria.
then Kel
Rachel needs to say more. I love
yeah, I
Rachel.
think Rachel, yeah,
Give up more
Kelsey
info.
A and Daisy, right?
Yeah. Well, I would even put Kelsey A for me. I'm putting Kelsey A, A, B with Daisy.
Ooh, yeah, like top, yeah.
Now, yes. After
I
that
think
date.
that's a good ranking. I think we're in agreement. I think
Yeah.
it's clear. That's the thing. It's just getting clearer every
Mhm.
episode.
It is.
And then it gets very unclear towards the end. So, but I definitely, unfortunately, I think that the bottom three are gonna go next week.
Yeah,
And
I
if they
think.
don't, I don't know. I feel so bad saying this, but I am waiting for that one-on-one where he's like, "It's not gonna work. I can't give you this role."
Oh my gosh, I
Like, come on,
wonder.
Joey, you have to. It's got to be like part of the drama that they promise us, you
Wonder
know?
what's gonna happen. Well, they did say it's the most romantic season yet, but then the ending is like you've never seen before. So they didn't actually
Yeah,
use dramatic season this
too
one.
romantic. Oh,
So maybe he just is as nice as there's no one's gonna go home on a one-on-one. It's just gonna be rose ceremonies.
he just loves
He
everyone.
just loves everyone. He tries to see the good in everyone, so he's just
He
like, "You're
does.
beautiful and great and amazing. Great story. Like,
Yeah,
bye." Yeah.
and you're hot.
You're right. He's like, "You're hot. Let's kiss." But yeah, that's pretty much
That was
it,
it.
guys.
Yeah.
I think that we're gonna also do some extra episodes
Hmm.
later this month. We're gonna dive into who Maria is from what we can find.
Yes, and if you haven't checked our deep dive into Daisy, that's
Mhm.
posted. It's short, it's like 17 minutes.
Yeah, it's really short.
So it's a
Yeah,
good one to listen
it's a
to
good
if you
one.
have like not too much time.
Yeah.
And then,
And Bachelor Nation news update. Word on the street
mhm,
is Bachelor in Paradise is not coming back this year, which is
no.
disappointing to me for many
Yeah,
reasons.
we need to get to the bottom of that.
We'll get into that, yeah. And then of course another recap next week after the first episode in Canada. So we're narrowing it down, guys. I think we're gonna narrow down what to probably top 8 or 7 after next week's episode. Oh my gosh,
I
we're
know.
halfway through the season. 5 episodes.
Whew, that's
I
crazy.
know. We're gonna
That is
find out
crazy.
who's Joey with, because he's with someone. He's 100% with someone.
Oh, I hope so.
Who's he with? We don't, who's the next Bachelorette? We don't
I
even
know. And we'll find out who the Bachelorette, the Golden Bachelorette is at the after
eventually.
the
Yeah, when
final
are we even gonna find
rose.
out?
So,
I don't know.
yay.
Okay, guys. Okay,
All
well,
right. Well, thanks for joining us.
you.
This was so fun.
Yeah. So thanks for listening to us. You can listen to us wherever you listen to your podcast and watch us on YouTube, as well as rate us and follow us. And like I say, if it's not 5 stars, don't worry about it. Tell your friends.
Tell your friends and don't forget to check the comments. Tell us what wine we should drink next week. We'll try and buy something special, maybe something French or Canadian,
Oh, yeah, from
for
Montreal.
Montreal.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, and let us know what you end up doing for Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day, everyone. The day of
Valentine's
love.
Day. Okay, we're
All
gonna go
right.
sleep. Just kidding. Bye.
I will. All right. Good night.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye.